Whatever the academic subject, LGBTQ+ identities are very likely to be present in your team and network. LGBTQ+ researchers face many challenges specific to their identities when conducting fieldwork. So, what can be done to support them? Firstly, efforts should be made to avoid putting the burden on LGBTQ+ individuals or junior members of the research group to take the lead on making fieldwork inclusive. Self-advocation or outing oneself should never be a requirement of fieldwork. Instead, a senior member of the research group should initiate safe and respectful discussion of LGBTQ+ fieldwork concerns, regardless of whether there are visible LGBTQ+ identities present in the group or in relation to the research topic. LGBTQ+ and junior researchers may be invited to join and co-produce inclusive strategies, but should not feel responsible to do so alone. The creation of safe and inclusive spaces should be supported by active and visible allyship within the research team. It is particularly important to challenge non-inclusive practices and conversations, even when it feels uncomfortable to do so. A code of conduct can help with improving inclusive behavior by serving as a point of reference for the group's research culture and when to challenge it. A portion of the fieldwork risk assessment dedicated to LGBTQ+ aspects can also be an important form of support. By designing the code of conduct and risk assessment as a group, through open discussion of concerns, as well as having an online form for any anonymous input, inclusivity can be collaboratively targeted to the specific fieldwork scenarios with which the fieldworkers are most likely to engage. Fieldwork risk assessments should go beyond general safety concerns and explicitly address risks to LGBTQ+ researchers. As well as setting expectations, an important part of any code of conduct and risk assessment is creating a framework for what to do in the event that something goes wrong. This should be clearly stated and include both meaningful and enforceable repercussions for breaches of the code of conduct and mechanisms by which LGBTQ+ team members can be supported. It should not just be a box-ticking exercise. Where possible, external collaborators and hosting institutions should be included in the agreement of the Code of Conduct. Where this is not possible, the lack of buy-in from relevant parties should be explicitly accounted for, and additional support should be available for LGBTQ+ researchers if they act counter to the Code of Conduct. It is impossible to anticipate every situation in field research. However, discussing the support strategies, risks, and risk management strategies well ahead of the field activities can help establish confidence and a culture of safety and inclusion amongst LGBTQ+ researchers. Fieldwork risk assessments often consider hazards that have the potential to affect anyone. An example of this might be the presence of a busy road or dangerous animals in the field location. Typically, however, risk assessments fail to acknowledge the dangers associated with being part of a minoritized group, such as harassment, physical violence, and poor mental health due to stress in an isolated and unsupportive environment. It is important to ensure that the risk assessment has considered these elements and that there are plans to both mitigate and respond to the risks. Part of doing this might be the nomination of an ambassador or safe contact in the field. Where this is not possible, a contact should be assigned who is available remotely and able to provide support and signpost resources. Although no amount of training or documented guidance can prepare field researchers for every scenario, it is important to clearly consider a few examples of what might go wrong and what support can be offered. Doing this can increase confidence in compassionately tackling diverse issues as they arise, and LGBTQ+ researchers are likely to feel more comfortable and supported in sharing their concerns. By creating a safe, equitable, and inclusive research culture, we can make fieldwork a more positive and productive experience for everyone.